Yeah, 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 you're right. We were sitting around the other day, and somebody was like, "Why'd you want to start a YouTube station on gardening?" So I told him the truth. The gardening wasn't my initial passion for this station. We love our gardens, but it was actually for something I'm planning in the near future called Film Lizard, which is basically alternative individuals from multiple esoteric knowledge bases and interest bases interacting in different forums such as independent film, independent movie review, actual film projects. Hope to have some just really like mind-blowing, trippy guests to interview. Hopefully going to use green screen to be able to go to some of the great theaters of the world. There's a ton of fun stuff we're going to do with it. And, I think I'm going to try and kick it off around Halloween. But I think this sums it up. Now, let me put a disclaimer on this, okay? I'm not advocating drug use, so nobody read that into this. So the ones of you out there that know Timothy Leary, he was the big drug guy in the 60s that, what did he say? Tune in, turn on, what is it? Tune in, turn on, drop out, or something like that. He was the LSD guy. So this has nothing to do with that. But he did have a manifesto that struck me as really very apropos for a certain subsection of our population that are individuals and don't apologize for it, and believe that the strength of the nations of the world have been built on individuals and not on lemmings, but there are people that have to interact in a mass setting, pack animals. Okay, that's cool, your choice, dude. But then there's some other people that are like, look, this is me. God made me this way. I'm not apologizing for it. And if you don't like me, there are 359 other degrees in your visual acuity circle. I suggest you pick one of them. Not to put too fine a point on it. So, raw for the individual, raw for the people at Burning Man, I never would have I never in the past would have thought those were my peeps, but they are. In spirit, So, we were at this really cool privately held Cineplex over in Hermitage that has got all this vintage horror stuff. I'm not a horror fan at all, but it was impressive. Had stuff from, pictures with Vincent Price and Bela Lugosi. So, it's pretty cool. The theater was a shambles. But it was kind of like one of those, old worn out chairs, you don't know if you're totally comfortable sitting in it, but it really feels good. Really comfortable setting, full bar. And the guy had actually, I guess I've got that interview someplace. I had a really good chat with him. But the people that ended up turning up in our circle that night, because we just put the call out to everybody when we go do something. But we had an international architect, this really cool, metaphysical, really tuned different on the spiritual wavelength, a little edgy. Okay, I won't go into that. Who else was there? Oh, 3 hippies that I had met 2 days before, because I still am working on something called Homeless Got Talent. And that's a whole separate discussion. But the chick that was with them was named Huckleberry. And I just feel better as a person knowing somebody named Huckleberry. We took them to the Frist and hung out with them at the museum, and they were really cool. And she was incredible. I really didn't get a chance to spend as much time with her as I wanted to, but she ended up being a music major in music theory. You know, really cute, petite, had dreads. You know, really Mother Earth, but not in that like, oh, Rastafarian, I don't want to smell you. Those dreads, I think I saw one move, you know, kind of way. She was like really clean. And I guess that was condescending, but I mean, it's, you know, it's accurate. So, who else is there? Oh yeah, a studio musician that really, see, I love this guy. He looks exactly like Rod Stewart. And I don't say that in a cheap, demeaning way. I think he understands that. But I think he is still, and I've not talked to him about this, but giving an homage to like, hell yeah, this was a good decade of music, and okay, this is me. Film Lizard stuff. So I got everybody together and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do a show that it's still in development? And then this just turned up, just out of the blue. So this is Timothy Leary. This is the culmination of the rambling. But I thought this was really apropos. Well, this describes Film Lizard. Once again, I'm not supporting drug use. Admit it. You aren't like them. You're not even close. You may occasionally dress yourself up as one of them, watch the same mindless television shows as they do, maybe even eat the same fast food sometimes. I don't want to rush through this. That would be very disrespectful to Timothy. Oh yeah, another one of the anointed gods of this, it will be Hunter Thompson too, and Johnny Depp. Oh, I'm sure Johnny's gonna run right over here and just drop everything he's got to do. Eat the same fast food sometimes, but it seems that the more you try to fit in, the more you feel like an outsider watching the normal people as they go about their automatic existence. For every time you say club passwords like, have a nice day, or weather's awful today, eh? You yearn inside to say forbidden things like, tell me something that makes you cry. Okay, that's real. Tell me something that makes you cry, or what do you think deja vu is for? Thought-provoking. Who can disagree with? Well, there are plenty of people that can disagree with it. But what do you think deja vu is for? Face it, you even want to talk to that girl on the elevator, but what if that girl in the elevator, and parentheses, and the balding man who walks past your cubicle at work, close parentheses, are thinking the same thing? Who knows what you might learn from taking a chance on a conversation with a stranger? Everyone carries a piece of the puzzle. I'm not acting now. This is real. This touches me. Where, I'm not going to tell you. Everyone carries a piece of the puzzle. Nobody comes into your life by mere coincidence. Trust your instincts. Do the unexpected. Find the others. So, the others are the reason for Film Lizard, which I really don't have any idea what it's going to turn out to be, but hopefully he'll let us do it at the Cineplex. I haven't even asked him yet, but once again, you don't really ever know what you're going to get on this gardening show, do you? So I guess to tie all of this rambling up, I'm really trying to think of the correct phraseology for this so I can be precise yet benevolent. Peter Weller. So, most of the others, I've got to take a drink. I am so sorry. It really does choke me up. You know, and for the guys that think that emotional, a broad emotional spectrum that is very responsive is a bad thing, I invite you to maybe rethink that. So, Buckaroo Banzai through the Eighth Dimension, when Penny Pretty was crying out in the audience,
don't be mean.
he made a big deal of it.
We don't have to
And he
be
goes,
mean.
hey, people.
Because remember,
Don't
no
forget,
matter where you go,
no matter where you go, there you are.
there you are.
And you know, on the surface, that sounds really stupid, right? But, you know, I guess what I took it to mean was, you know what? If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a good guy, you're a good guy. So, I guess the wrap up of this is, most of the others that I know, they're good guys. You know? And I say the weirder the better. If that's really you. Now, if you're a poser and you're like, oh, I'm gonna act alternative. Like, what was this movie? You know, I'm not gonna really pull punches when I feel strongly about something. What was this piece of crap movie a few years ago? Repo Man. Okay. When you tell me that the mainstream proletariat of the film world gets together to engineer a cult classic, oh my God. It's like, that's heresy. What's a cult classic? Well, it sure is not engineered by the man. So anyway, no matter what the quality of the film was or was not, based on that is a factual way that it came into being. I'm sorry. I have no mercy for it whatsoever. How did I get on that? Thompson moment. And that's nice. What did I do? I think that was a pear rosemary infused alkaline water, which is in a different episode. I can tell you more about it if anybody has any interest in it. It's for us, it was about an $800 investment. And it puts your water through two electrophoretic plates, splitting one fraction into the alkaline fraction and the other fraction into the acid fraction, which is your cleaning, which is you can clean with. Totally non-chemical, and actually it's good enough that Japan has used it to sterilize their surgical instruments for decades. That's how good it is. How good is it? And then the alkaline fraction, most people, I think, now agree that loss of alkalinity in the body is a big reason for cancer, heart attack, just cellular deterioration in general. So, we alkalinize all the water we get. So that was the long version for the reason that was good. And I infused it with pear and fresh rosemary from the garden. I always heard rosemary was fresh. I used to know rosemary back in the day. And that's all I've got to say about that. Oh, here was me on Halloween. That's all you get to see. Okay, so I guess this little end part has been a display of one of the others. So if you think you're one of the others, gardener or not, look out for film lizards. Because it's going to be like totally participant interactive. I mean, it's going to be you guys really feeding us the content you want, and us going, you know, I'm retired. This is a lark. This is just fun. And the trippier the idea, or the harder it is, you know, to do, just throw it at us. Now, we may not get it, but who knows? We may. Film lizards coming. So, to the two drunk guys on the frat couch, and as usual, Chicago and Peking, guys, clean up your rooms. You've been terrible for the last week. I'm actually going to do a garden installment tomorrow, but I just thought spiritually we needed to do something to raise us up a little bit after our little, quasi-catastrophe last night. So, thanks for listening to the ramble, both of you. See you next time. Once again, my remote never works at the end.